stay. It's somewhere out on Wyndham's Way.
Hi, I'm Joel.
And I'm Angela,
We are Wyndham's Way.
where every mile has a memory.
As full-time RVers, we hope to share our travels, things we've learned along the way, RV tips and tricks, campground reviews and memberships, camp apps, different RV styles and reviews, and the list just keeps going on. With you along the way,
Every mile will have a memory.
I'm actually a general contractor from Charlotte, North Carolina.
And I'm a licensed real estate agent, licensed in the state of North Carolina, but I grew up in South Carolina.
We both decided at the same time to retire. We built our forever home. After a year and a half of living in this beautiful home, we decided to do something more exciting.
As if home life was not exciting enough. The house was on the lake. We had a water view. We had a boat. We had a boat slip. It was plenty to do with the house, but you know what? It got to be the same old, same old.
So we've been full-time RVing now for October 2nd. It'll be 3 years. We sold the house. We put the remainder of our belongings in storage and took off on this wild adventure.
How many RVs have we had?
We've had 4 in almost 3 years. So in today's video, we hope that you get to learn something about us, and we want to learn something about you, get familiar with each other. And we're going to talk about questions that we get asked all the time in our travels. What RV should we buy? That's a good question. The RV that you buy should be something that you feel comfortable with, whether it's a tag-along, a fifth wheel, a drivable, a Class A, a Class C, a Class B+. It's whatever you can afford and you feel comfortable with. Salesmen sell you that shiny, pretty object, and that's how we got started. Not necessarily is that RV for you. We bought the Class A gas for the first RV, and then we bought a 45-foot Jayco as our second RV. We bought a 35-foot Alliance as our third RV, and then we ended up with a 2025 Tiffin Wayfarer XRW. That's the one that fits us. It took 4 to find out, and you're not going to get a dealership to tell you that. Do your homework, research, drive, rent one. Do whatever you have to do to find out what you're comfortable with. And I always recommend anybody I talk to buy the smallest, cheapest RV that you can find that fits your needs at the moment, because you can trade up a whole lot better than you can trade down, correct?
Oh, yes.
The next question we get asked a lot is what we need to get started. Well, don't watch YouTube. If you watch YouTube, you'll be buying everything at Camping World and Blue Compass. You'll have every water hose, every color, every shape, every length. You'll have every sewer pipe. You'll have every GPS. You'll have it all. Because when you watch YouTube, they're wanting you to buy a product. So in videos coming, we'll explain to you what you actually need up front to get started. Because I was one of those fellas that bought everything that everybody recommended. Don't do that. And the third question we get asked is about your first trip out. Your first trip out should be somewhere close to home, close to relatives, close to somebody you know. This is called the shakedown trip. Your shakedown trip is when you learn your RV, you learn your equipment, you learn your tow truck, you learn your motorhome. If you drive to California, you may not have anybody to help you. So make sure your shakedown trip is close to home. That brings us to where we're at today in our RV travel. We get asked all the time, is it worth it? Do you think it's worth it? Full-time RV travel?
I think it's worth it because if we weren't full-time RV traveling, we wouldn't be able to see what we've seen in the last 3 years. We've been in 25 states. We wouldn't have done that without being out here traveling in an RV. We've met a lot of people, and we've seen a lot of interesting things that we're going to share in our travel videos, as well as try some new foods. So yes, I think it's totally worth it.
What about our age? I'll be 72 in November. Angela's only 29. At 72 years old, I can tell you, there is a little bit of work to it.
There's work to anything. I mean, I don't care what your age is. Anything worthwhile is going to take a little bit of effort. So I think as far as our age, I always say age is just a number. But we've been blessed with good health. So that's been to our advantage.
So age is really not an issue. We've seen men and women out here full-time in their 80s and their 90s. Age is a mindset. RV travel is a mindset. It's not for everybody, but it is a lot of fun. So the next question we get asked is, what do we do about doctors? Would you like to talk about that?
We don't go.
She's not telling the truth.
Well, now that being said, I mentioned we are in good health. So our doctor visits consist of annual physical type of things. We don't have illnesses. We don't have medications that we take on a daily basis. I mean, we're just blessed with good health. So as far as doctors go, another way you can do that too is in your dental or your eye care. I mean, there's all kinds of locations throughout the country that you can utilize in those specific areas.
The next question we get asked, how do we receive mail? What about mail service? Angela, she's a pro at this. I'll let her talk about that.
I wouldn't go so far as to say I'm a pro, but I will say that I have discovered a mail service. It's called iPostal. They actually assign you a mailbox as opposed to a United States post office. It's a physical location, so you can use this location when you get your licenses, your driver's licenses, registrations, that type of thing. And then as far as the mail goes, I get emails telling me what we've received, showing me the images of the mail that we have received. I can choose to have them discard it, or once we get to a location where we know we're going to be there for the length of time that it would take for them to send it to me, then I request that they put it in an envelope and ship it to me.
Now, this next question is dear to my heart because we just had a breakdown last week. What about breakdowns? What do you do? Well, we have Progressive Insurance, which at this point I'm not real happy with, but they do offer roadside assistance. I have video on a breakdown that we had on I-95 right outside of Melbourne, Florida. So you really need to catch that one. We'll put a link to it, and you need to watch that one. It's very interesting. So you're going to have breakdowns. You know, you hear all these horror stories about this breaks, that breaks, the molding's falling off. All these things happen on RVs. Well, anytime you drive in an RV or you pull in an RV, you're taking your home through an earthquake. So it's going to loosen things up. You need to keep check on things, make sure all the screws are tight and the knobs are tight. Your daily routine would be the same thing in your house, not any different than living in the sticks and bricks. You got things to do here as well as you do in the sticks and bricks. RV living is cheap. Well, is it cheap?
No. Well, in the scheme of things, it's probably more affordable than having a home. You don't have the utilities. You don't have the property taxes. You don't have that's real estate taxes. You don't have the home insurance. Now, you do have insurance on your RV. You do have some states have to pay personal property taxes on their vehicles. But I would say that it's more affordable than in a home than the sticks and bricks.
Part of your expenses while traveling is the same as if you were at home. You're going to do your laundry. You're going to buy groceries. You're going to go out to eat. So all that stuff it can't be added into the cost of RV travel. You're going to do that anyway. And the last question we'll end this video on today is, would we do it again? Would we do it again?
I would.
Yes, we'd do it again. We hope sharing our mistakes with you it'll help you get into full-time RV travel and save money going down the road. I'm Joel,
I'm Angela.
and we're Wyndham's Way,
Where,
where every mile has a memory. Please subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell
And share.
and share. Thanks, guys.